tail.
I say final restart. It may not be the final restart as we get set to go green.
And Cindric on the gas. Oh, look at in there by the wall. I just saw the nose of that Cunningham car stick out. I think that was Sargent right down there by the wall who got a huge jump. Cindric with a great start here.
Cole Custer right behind him is now. He'll take a look to the inside in turn one. A touch!
He blows smoke off the front tires and blows turn number one, takes Austin Cindric with him. Austin is going to be livid, and Cole Custer with a huge mistake gets back on the track.
Yeah, Custer does get back on the racetrack very quickly, though he does fall to the tail of the field. Meanwhile, Cindric still trying to get that 99 turned around and get back on course.
Yeah, I think that's the only person that Cole did get around. And take a look at this. Are you kidding me? The 77 car of Dalton Sargent is leading this race from, I believe he restarted in 14th place and then blows turn 5.
Sargent off the race course, tiffed, nowhere to go in the 28, so 1-2 gets taken out. 1-2 gets taken out again, and now it looks like Austin Theriault is our leader on course.
Henriksen also got into tiff, so tore his car up back there, and you've got to be kidding me. How does the 52 car, has not been in the top 5 all day long, end up leading on the last lap? Sometimes it's just a magical season for you. One thing I can promise you is he won't make any mistakes.
Riley Herbst to second. Now Dalton Sargent, who fell back to third there, able to get back on the race course in third, finds himself right behind Riley Herbst. He's got P.J. Jones behind him running fourth.
And you can see that left rear fender for Dalton Sargent sticking way out there like a parachute. It's going to be very difficult here in this high-speed section to really make up some ground. Riley Herbst right there in front of him. Look at that hood start to shake as he gets up in that low-pressure area off the spoiler, and there's a move right there. Beautiful job out of Dalton Sargent. Just those two good tires on there, but no, he blows the brake zone again.
And this could allow P.J. Jones to get by, and it looks like Jones will be able to get by the 77 or not. They go side by side for the third spot.
Sargent fighting hard, all the while the 52 car owned by Kenny Schrader, driven by Austin Theriault through the final turn with a huge gap, is going to come up here and grab yet another win. An amazing effort here for the 52 car. Austin Theriault's 4th win on the season and stretches the points out after a crazy last lap shootout.
And P.J. Jones does edge Dalton Sargent for the final podium spot and comes home third for that RFMS Racing 2017.
And we're actually hearing on the radio now that crossing the line in 4th is Dalton Sargent, but will be penalized 4 spots for jumping the start. He was penalized as many spots as he passed before the green flag was thrown here at the finish line. Austin Cindric somehow ends up in 6th place. But no doubt a dejected 6th place as we go on board with him. And there's a pretty good chance he might be trying to hunt down Cole Custer.
Yeah, I think he's probably asking his team, where is the 78 car? And it looks like the 28 stopped on the racetrack. That is Matt Tifft.
Yeah, remember he got into Dalton Sargent when they blew turn number 5, and then the 75 car also got into Tifft, as we saw that before. So A.J. Henriksen with a lot of damage on that 75 car. So stay with us. We'll get it all sorted out. When we come back, we'll talk to our winner for sure here at the ARCA Racing Series. It was a crazy last lap, and there's a little retaliation as the 99 car of Cindric has caught up with Cole Custer here with the ARCA Racing Series presented by Menards Road America 100. The 99 car of Cindric was leading this race and looked dominant. Cole Custer with a massive mistake and turn number 1, blowing smoke off of both front tires, took himself and Cindric out right along with him. Here's a look at the restart.
Cindric in the 99, the yellow car. 1 lap dash. Here comes Custer peeking to the inside. Obviously no real estate to grab there, and gets into the right rear of Cindric and turns him around.
Yeah, a big moment for sure, and no doubt a very frustrated Austin Cindric. We go on board with Custer. Comes up on the inside, and might have been a little bit damp down there on the inside of 1, but nonetheless, it is the guy's responsibility that is behind to stay out of the guy that's in front, and he certainly did not do that.
Yeah, we'll see a shot here. This is on board with Austin Cindric. Going down into turn 1, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, and Austin had such a great car, and of course that's a risk you run every time you have a restart out here. You just never really know how they're going to go, especially with such a high-speed turn number 1. All said and done, though, our points leader comes out of this one smelling like a rose. Once again, man, when it's your season, it is your season. And the Bill France 4-crown champ peels off and heads over to the winner's circle.
So here's a look at the replay, what happened to Dalton Sargent after Cindric got wiped out. Sargent blows the braking zone in turn 5, takes Matt Tifft, who had nowhere to go with him. Sargent was able to get back on course, but did watch the 52 drive right by him.
Then Henriksen unfortunately had no place to go. He wipes off the front end of the 28 car for Tifft. As we go on board with Tifft, you can see it here, smoke off the front tires there. And Tifft just no place to go.
And it looked like the 41 of Brian Wong helps A.J. Hendrickson get into the front of Matt Tifft. Here's one more look at it on board with Dalton Sargent.
Just came in a little bit too hot and couldn't get the car rotated. What a shame. Of course, he had that amazing start. In fact, a little too good of a start as he got docked 4 positions and almost got into the back of Riley Herbst right there.
How about Austin Theriault? Wins the GT Pole Award. First time at the Springfield Mile on the dirt, shows up here to Road America, first time on a road course, and picks up the win. Let's get it down to Victory Lane and Jim Trado.
Austin Theriault has won his 4th race of the season, and in fitting Wisconsin fashion, Dick Trickle, the famous Wisconsin short tracker, said, to finish first, you must first finish, and Austin Theriault did both. Phil Dye, the car chief, is here. Smiles abound. What a challenging weekend for you. What did you learn in not only winning this race, but winning the the Bill France 4-crown championship?
Man, this is awesome. Short track racer comes road course racing and stays out of trouble, and we just ran our own race. Before the caution came out, I saw them pulling away from us, and I was like, well, you know, here's where we're gonna run today. And then the caution came out, and then I knew somebody was gonna wreck down in turn 1. And I just hope it wasn't us, man. What an awesome day. This is a new car. We struggled with it, you know, getting the kinks worked out of it, but they worked so hard, you know, nights, midnight, you know, multiple days to get this car ready. So, man, these General tires were awesome too. We didn't have any issues, and the rain tires worked good too. But once we put the slicks on, the grip came to us. So, I don't know. Oh, it hasn't quite set in yet.
Yeah, what a great run for Austin as well. How about Riley Herbst? Again, stepping up here right at the very end. P.J. Jones stays out of trouble and finds himself in a podium position there in the top 3. Dalton Sargent will be docked down to 8th place.
Yeah, tough day, tough weekend for Dalton Sargent in the chase for this national championship. I mean, it's going to be very tough, if not impossible, to reel in. Austin Theriault has just been so good as of late. Meanwhile, Riley Herbst had a good run. He comes home 2nd in his road course debut, and he's with Jim Trado.
Riley Herbst, you had anticipated today for a long time, and you told me before the race it feels really cool to be on a track like this. Take us through your 2nd place run at Road America.
It was up and down, to say the least, but we started out with the General Tire wets on. I think that was the wrong decision. We should have went with our gut and started with the slicks. We were riding 5th and 6th before, and then like lap 3, we got moved out of the way in 5. We got all the way to the start in the rear. Then we had to work all the way up to 7th. Rode there for a little bit. Then under fuel saving and caution, the car shut off again, an ignition problem. So we had to work our way all the way back to the end. And then I think we had a 5th or 4th place car there. I don't think we would have had a 2nd place car except for the things that happened on the last lap. But to say the least, it was a good day for our NOS Energy Drink Toyota Camry. And I can't thank everybody back at the shop. They're working really hard. We've had some down weeks these last couple of weeks, and we're really looking forward to Salem in these 1.5 miles.
And Riley's certainly a young talent. He spent a lot of time at the Bob Bondurant School of High Performance Driving, testing, getting himself up to speed, and came out here and put it all to work. We'll be right back. We have more to cover. Stay with us.
The ARCA Racing Series presented by Menards has been brought to you by General Tire. Anywhere is possible. Sioux Chief, America's manufacturer of plumbing, drainage, supply, and support products. Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world.
Welcome back to the ARCA Racing Series presented by Menards. Road America 100. What a crazy race it ended up being, especially with a one-lap shootout. All said and done, the number 52 car somehow squeaks out a win. But instead of talking about it, let's show you this courtesy of our race recap. Austin Cindric with the number 99 car driving for the Cunningham team. Off to a great start.
Yeah, General Tire pole qualifying was rained out, so they went off practice speeds, and that put Cindric on the pole. He would lead early, but then fall back and hand the lead over to Dalton Sargent in the 77, but his day was busy, to say the least.
Dalton Sargent comes in and finally puts on the slicks. He stayed out the longest on those General Tire wets. The 99 car had also pitted and taken on slicks and got the call from crew chief Brian Wilson to run it hard to the end. Well, run it hard to the end he did on this restart, but Cole Custer overdrove turn 1 and took him out. And then it was Dalton Sargent who had taken over the lead, blows turn number 5, and collects Matt Tift. Through all that chaos, somehow Austin Theriault in that 52 car slides in to pick up win number 4.
And right at the stripe, P.J. Jones in that number 27 car ends up in the 3rd spot, making his ARCA debut here today with the RFMS number 27 team. Great effort for P.J. Jones. He's with Jim.
P.J. Jones making an ARCA debut at a track that I know you've got a lot of laps on. You overcame what was a fuel shortage, if you will, to run 3rd. Take us through your day.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got a good start and just was camped out in 2nd when we all had the rain tires on. And we thought we'd need to run to a certain lap to get to our fuel window, but when it came in and put the dries on, we didn't get all the fuel in it. And so went back out, just cruising, and they said, hey, we got to come back in. And so came back in on the yellow, and, had a pretty decent car. I had a 5th, 6th place car, but trying to get back into the track position that we lost. And then on the last restart, I just didn't get a good restart. Spun the tires a little bit, and I was stuck on the outside, which where all the action was. So Theriault, he started right beside me and wins the race. So it was good, though. We had a great time, a lot of fun, and I was happy the Fikes let me drive it.
Great run for P.J. Jones. Here's a look at our national points. Austin Theriault now with a 270-point gap over Dalton Sargent. Shane Lee has worked his way back up into 3rd place. Gus Dean with a solid 4th place, rocking this entire season. Riley Herbst, who was as high as 3rd, has fallen back down to 5th after a tough round there at the Springfield Mile. Let's get it back down to Jim Trado. He is with Dalton Sargent.
Dalton Sargent, you came with a ton of confidence and a setup that would have worked had it stayed a little wetter on the racetrack. Take us through what you guys ultimately decided to pit late and run back to top 5.
Yeah, initially we had a really good start, and we were able to open up the lead pretty big. And I was kind of hoping that the rain would come. We tried to wait it out a little too long, I think, on our rain tires. And when we came back in to put slicks on, it was a little bit too late, and I think we were running just inside the top 5. So I took a gamble there at the end to come down and pit again, restarted in 15th, and was able to get back up to the lead, and had to run through some water and didn't get the tires warm enough, and unfortunately kind of slid off the track a little bit. But overall, we had just a really strong 77 big time forward. I wish that it had rained, because we were definitely more set up for it to go that way. But at the end of the day, we gave it our best shot. It was a pretty crazy race and just a lot of fun. I wish that I could go back and do it one more time.
Let's go back and relive that turn 14 to the finish line drag race with P.J. Jones for 3rd.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I think we actually had about a 3-corner battle kind of going on who was on the inside, who was on the outside, kind of beating and banging and drag racing all the way to the finish. So that was something that was pretty cool. But, at the end of the day, I just, wish that we could have got a little bit better finish there had I not, drove off the track a little bit on that final lap.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Make sure you never miss a race. Go to mavtv.com/set reminder. You can sign up to get notifications on your phone so you'll never miss an ARCA Racing Series event here on MAVTV.
So the Kenny Schrader team doing a great job once again, and Austin Theriault crossing the stripe first for the 4th time this year. 12 top 5s and 15 top 10s and 15 starts. What an incredible season he has working. So the 15th race in the books out of the 20-race season here, and one of our championships already over. Congrats to Austin Theriault for winning the Bill France 4-Crown Championship as well. Hope you enjoyed all the great racing action here from the lone road course that we go to all year long. It was certainly a lot of fun to bring it to you. For Jim Trado and Rob Klepper, I'm Ken Stout. Thanks for watching the ARCA Racing Series presented by Menards.